Wake up with us, it's time to rise and shine. Morning mayhem's on the air, we're feeling fine. We got a motto, Tomlin and Mama Manning too. Bringing you the latest, there's nothing we can't do. Morning mayhem, it's a wild ride. Sports news and the daily updates, we're on your side. Special guests and interviews galore. We're taking over Woodland Regional, we're knocking down the door.
Good morning, Woodland, and welcome to September 23rd. It is a Monday, so however you feel about Mondays, you're probably feeling about Mondays right about now. So a little bit on the brisk side, 51, but it should get up into the mid-60s. So if you have your outdoor sports, it should be cool enough, but it should warm up from now.
Baba Bee Week.
It is indeed a Baba Bee Week. So we're starting with the Bee Day, moving on through. So a lot to get through this week, so let's see what we start with. All right. I think today we have some more colleges coming in. It's the University of Rhode Island will be here at 11 a.m. So if you signed up for that, make sure you stop by there. If you're looking to join Best Buddies, the first meeting will be held on school next Monday, September 30th in room 117, and that's to join Best Buddies. Woodland Worldwide has their meeting tomorrow, September 24th, room 203. Everyone is welcome. They're going to be talking about the female Olympic athletes and what they're going to be doing for the rest of the year. Give me a little pre-warning there. October 10th is the Fine Arts College Fair. So if you're interested in going to the fine arts or what you can do in post-grad after high school, go see them at 6 to 8 at Woodland Auditorium, October 10th. Clash of the Classes is tomorrow. We have Dean Stevens, DeGennaro, and Lawson advisories competing. So if you haven't selected your representative for your class from those advisories, you want to get to that because that's going to happen tomorrow. Oh, and there it is. Yeah.
Oh, landslide.
The pom-pom poll of the week. Last week's results. I kind of called it. I did call it.
You did.
I said it was going to be the Yankees. It was the Yankees, 44-26. Although that's a pretty strong showing from the Red Sox. I'm pretty impressed that we got right in there. All right. This week's Media Center poll is pumpkin spiced or just simply no.
No.
Wait, this time
Pumpkin
of year?
spiced or no?
No.
Pumpkin
This time of
spice.
year or year round?
That's a great question, but I think it's for like right now.
Oh, pumpkin spice.
Yeah, that's what I'm
don't
thinking
think
pumpkin spiced is going to win.
I don't think it's offered the rest of the year.
It really isn't, but we do know it is in Alaska as well.
Oh.
We did have someone reach out to Corey,
Okay.
her brother, of course, and found out that pumpkin spice does actually exist in Alaska,
Nice.
and it is safe. It's there. All right. So one of the things we have today is a audition coming up this week for A Whole Latte Love, and with us is director Dana Lawson. Good morning, Dana.
Good morning.
All right, so we have some auditions happening tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow. What's involved with the auditions for this Whole Latte Love, and is it pumpkin spiced?
It's not pumpkin spiced. The tagline for the coffee shop in the play is there's magic in every cup, which is more than just a tagline.
I feel that about my cup of coffee every morning.
Yeah. So as far as the auditions go, we have 13 roles with the possibility of 15. You don't need to bring anything but yourself. We're going to provide scenes to read. I'm a big advocate for what we call cold readings in theater, which is you get the scenes, you'll have a little bit of time to look them over, and then you'll read one through with somebody else for me. So just bring yourself, and we'll have audition applications real easy.
And that's for the roles that are in there. Are there going to be any tech auditions, or what do you need for the other part of?
Yeah. So as far as crew signups go, we're going to have that information posted by October 21st on the bulletin board outside the auditorium. And there will likely be, aside from a sign up, we'll have a meeting too as well for anyone who's interested in crew, just so we can talk about the expectations for that. But really, really excited to direct my first production here at Woodland. So I'm looking forward to a great turnout.
All right. Outstanding. Thanks for coming in. Give us a little more information on the auditions, and good luck with that tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Over to, oh no, we didn't get anywhere. I got to do the fantasy football update. We didn't finish that. We'll see how that turned out. There's a lot of upsets this week. Art Club has their meeting Monday today. It's going to be until 3 o'clock. Explore your imagination down in the Fine Arts Wing. Summer book talks start next week, this week, this
Wednesday.
week. And don't worry, we've got that covered this morning. So that is going to be happening on Wednesday, September 25th. Just hang in there. We'll get you more information on that as well. And don't forget to plug your Chromebooks in every day. Keep them fully charged so you can listen to us every morning at 7 a.m. or thereabouts. Today's historical event on September 23rd, astronomers discovered the planet Neptune in 1846. Using mathematical predictions rather than direct observation. So do we even know that Neptune is really there or not? Wow.
Is Pluto still there?
Yeah, poor Pluto. I mean, that was
not fair.
not fair. No. Pluto got the short end of the stick. Today's birthday is Anthony Mackie, and if you know, he was born in September 23rd, 1978, and he's best known for his role as Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, and now he's known as Captain America. Today's birthday in the building. There's Sabrina Doucette, Kyle Fallon, Justin Santoro, and Ayla DiCrescenzo.
Ayla,
Another volleyball player. Yeah, another volleyball player. And today's International Day is Day of Sign Language, celebrated on September 23rd. This day recognizes the importance of sign language and the full realization of human rights for people who are deaf. And I believe we still have ASL classes here at Woodland.
We do.
All right, over to the news desk with Tomlin.
And now, with the latest headlines, over to the news desk with Tomlin.
Morning, a couple top stories today. First off, the Israeli military on Monday called on residents of southern Lebanon to immediately evacuate homes and other buildings where it claimed Hezbollah stored weapons and said it was carrying out extensive strikes against the militant group. It's the first warning of its kind in nearly a year of steadily escalating conflicts and came after a particularly heavy exchange of fire on Sunday. Hezbollah launched around 150 rockets, missiles, and drones in northern Israel in retaliation for strikes that killed the top commander and dozens of fighters. Congressional leaders announced an agreement Sunday on a short-term spending bill that will fund federal agencies for about 3 months, averting a possible partial government shutdown when the new budget year begins October 1st, pushing final decisions until after the November election. This is exciting.
We did see that coming.
This is exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Monday.
What was surprising was how fast it came, because the House bill failed and everyone said it's up to the Senate, and then the House came right back and did some serious negotiations over the weekend and said, we'll just put forward a clean CR. Looks like that is going to be advancing. So excitement all around.
All right.
In Birmingham, Alabama, authorities have reported no arrests after a weekend mass shooting killing 4 people and left 17 others injured in what police describe as a targeted hit by multiple shooters who've been fired outside a popular Alabama night spot. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Under tight security, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday visited Pennsylvania munitions factory to thank the workers who are producing one of the most critically needed munitions for his country's fight to fend off Russian ground forces.
Zelensky was in the U.S.?
Oh, he's going to be here because this week is UN week, where all of the global leaders come to the UN to hang out. I mean, they talk policy, but they come and hang out with each other.
All right. Good to know.
So Zelensky is actually going to be meetings with, actually the next story, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to present a plan for victory in the country's war with Russia to President Joe Biden during this week's visit to the U.S. Zelensky also intends to present the plan to Congress and the 2 candidates in the U.S. presidential election, Democrat Kamala Harris and Republican Donald Trump. He's expected to ramp up efforts to persuade the U.S. and its allies to allow Ukraine to fire the missiles they supplied deep into Russian territory for the first time in the war. One last story. The French presidential palace unveiled a long-awaited new government Saturday, dominated by conservatives and centrists. Came more than 2 months after elections that produced a hung parliament and deepened political divisions as France grapples with growing financial and diplomatic challenges.
We don't have a save the kitten from the tree story or anything like that to wrap it up.
All good stories.
I didn't say they weren't good stories, but
I mean, these are your saving kitten. The country is not going to shut down right before election day. Volodymyr Zelensky is in the U.S. thanking it for all of that it has done to help him to defend his nation. I mean, these are good, happy stories.
You know what? That's a good spin. That's a good spin.
He signed bombs.
Yeah.
There's photos of him signing the bombs and the munitions. I mean, listen,
All
this
right.
is exciting, good stuff. Like, the world is a good place. Things have worked out. We've come back from the precipice of doom. It's happy Monday.
And that's the news with Tomlin. Over to the sports desk with Mama Manning.
Here's a shot at the buzzer. Strike 3 call.
She's not believing it.
Time now for sports with Mama Manning.
On a happy note,
On a happy note.
girls swim. They dove in
All right.
and
Wow.
swam past Oxford,
Oh,
95-85
okay.
on Friday. Girls volleyball, what did they do? They blanked WCA 3-0. 3-0.
They did.
Boys soccer, was that Noggy? No score there. Boys football,
Oh, I heard about this.
blowout.
Indeed.
60-12, a rout over Wolcott.
Wow.
Woo! 60 to
That's a basketball score.
yeah, it was 35-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was painful to watch.
We just have nothing but practices today.
Yes, lifting and then practice.
All right.
And today, Monday, we have girls soccer and boys soccer doubleheader
All right.
under the lights.
Under the light tonight.
Yes, tonight on the big field.
Oh, nice. Who's first?
Girls are first this time, 4:15. Boys are second at 6:30.
All right.
So good luck, all athletes. On a happy note, the Giants won, baby!
I was waiting for that. And that's the sports with Mama Manning. Our guests this morning are here to talk about the book talks that are coming up on September 25th. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So the book talks have been something that we've had instituted here at Woodland for a couple years now, and they seem pretty successful.
Yeah, I think it ebbs and flows. I don't know. It does seem to ebb and flow. I can't seem to understand why some summers we have more participants than not. But
This year we have actually about 100.
we have 100. Yep.
So it seemed like
That's
it was slow going when
20%
it
of the
came to
class.
signups, but as it turned out, we have about 100 students that'll be participating this Wednesday in the media center during advisory.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the books that were selected, what is the process that you go through to select some of the books for the students?
Well, I kind of in charge of that, where I usually attend a conference in the wintertime, kind of what's on the cusp of coming out. So really it's more cutting edge, kind of new young adult fiction, nonfiction, just highly engaging titles that hopefully will hook readers. It's not your normal required reading books. It's hopefully going to satisfy a lot of different interests because there's a lot of different genres that are included, from fantasy to sports to, narrative nonfiction, historical fiction, romance, you name it. I try to cover all those genres to try to meet the needs of every student and their interests.
And what were some of the books you read this summer? Because I did follow your Instagram and a lot of pictures of books.
So my goal this year was to try and plow through my never-ending to read bookshelves and book piles.
Yeah, I have one of those.
So I made an effort to read anything. I wanted to go through my fiction pile, anything that was under 200 pages. I figured I would get through, try and knock off a bunch of quick reads. So that is what I tried to read through, get through my to read pile. And my book talk book is a book called Resball, which is a novel, but it's based on high school basketball on Native American reservations in America, which there was a documentary on Netflix a few years ago called Basketball or Nothing, I think it was called, that I never really knew this was a phenomenon, but high school basketball in kind of Southwest America and sort of the Midwest states on the Indian reservations is extremely popular. And Resball is sort of a style of basketball that's played. It's kind of a no defense, run and gun kind of video game type of basketball. So there was a novel written about that. So that's what I read. Myself and Mr. Magus read that book.
Did you have one that you read
I
this summer?
did. Unfortunately, no one signed up for my book talk, but I can still
That's
sell
happened
the
to me
book.
before.
My book was entitled Mascot. It's a novel in verse, so it's a little bit shorter. It's written kind of like in a poetry prose type style, and really it discusses the big debate about different mascots associated with universities and high schools, and are you, and there's a lot of discussion about where you stand in regards to that. Is it disrespectful? Is it respectful? And so it was very interesting, and that's why I included that one in the list, because I feel like that's in the news and it's talked about. I'm a former Derby Red Raider, and there's been a lot of discussion about that, and they've gotten to keep that name. But I know Derby worked with the Pagosset Native American tribe in order to secure that,
Oh, really?
and they are on board with that. I live in Woodbury, and so the Nonawag Chiefs, that's another one that, a lot of people. So I felt like I could connect to it, but I feel like it's in the news as well. The Washington Commanders versus the Redskins, and, Florida State and how they chant, and it's
There's
in the
a lot.
news. There's a lot
There's a
happening
lot
with
that
that.
happens with that.
So again, that's kind of, the titles that I look for, that something a little different, little interesting, more current. Hopefully that will hook people. So if anyone is not participating on this Wednesday, keep in mind, this is something we can do in the future. These titles are available in the media center to read at any point in time. And I mean, I'm more than happy to help guide them in selecting, something like this.
And I will say I have a large group, so we're meeting in my classroom. Don't go to library. Go right to
Mrs.
my room.
Manning's group is meeting in her classroom. Everyone else participating in Book Talks is in the media center during a regular advisory on Wednesday.
And what can they expect during their book talk Wednesday?
It's really, we don't want this to be more homework per se. So it's going to be a very sort of low pressure, just a nice talk just about people that read a mutual book and want to talk about it. Like we said, we don't want to make this add a responsibility. It's kind of a low stakes discussion with a teacher that read their book. And, we think it's important for the kids to see, English and reading does not just happen in English class. Most of your teachers, even if they don't teach English, read outside of school. So that is always sort of the philosophy behind Book Talks, that reading is a school-wide initiative. It's a human-wide initiative. It should be. So we try to kind of break reading out of just the 80-minute English class and show that, discussing books and reading can happen anywhere, anytime, with anyone.
And I do want to mention there are a few surprises in store for those participants that are there on Wednesday. And that is all I'm going to say about that.
Well, all right. For
Try to
those
make it worth
100
your
who
while.
signed up, get ready for that on Wednesday. For the surprise to come up, get ready to talk about your books on Wednesday. Thank you for coming in and talking a little bit about Book Talks. And on behalf of the show, don't forget, she's Mama Manning. He's Tomlin. I'm Amato. Good morning, Woodland. Thank you.
It's a wild ride. Sports news and the daily updates, we're on your side. Special guests and interviews galore. We're taking over Woodland Regional. We're knocking down the door.
Every morning at 7 a.m.
Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram too. We're streaming on Spotify. We're reaching out to you. Join the Morning Mayhem crew.
Knocking down the door.